Have you ever noticed that some people seem to connect with their intuition effortlessly, while others struggle and wonder if they're even intuitive at all? So, how does exactly an intuitive get information? Intuitive information comes through your nervous system. If you think about the clairs, right? You see, you hear, you smell, you taste, you feel, and you know. Knowing comes in first. And it's what most people have in place. Smelling and tasting goes way down the line. Most people can smell or taste. I have smelled a handful of times, and I'm a very strong psychic medium. And I don't remember ever tasting something that is not actually in my mouth at the time. But I had a student that could taste energy. I remember she would say that if she met someone and got a metallic taste in her mouth, that was bad news. She knew to stay away from that person. How cool is that? Right? I can see and hear very well, very, very strongly. And of course, the knowing. We get information because we are open to receiving it. Most people don't realize they're receiving intuitive information because they think it's a coincidence. They don't believe, so they can't see it. They believe it's bad, evil. So it's more about belief than anything else. Then there's the trust. The trust that you are not making it up. Then learning how it works. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they're developing their intuition is assuming that it works the same for everyone. It doesn't. The detective work is not about looking outside of you for clues, but inside. Okay, this is what I teach my students in the psychic development course. You need to try different things to see what works for you because we all have a nervous system, but it works different for everyone. So my intuition is going to work different from everyone else. And that is exactly where most people get stuck. They see someone meditating with crystals, burning incense, sitting in perfect quiet room, hum, 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 with incense, you know, all that jazz. And they think, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. So I'm going to do it. Then it don't work. So they assume that they're blocked or not psychic, that they're making it up. But none of that is true. I teach my students to become psychic detectives, not detectives looking for clues outside, but within themselves. Detectives looking for clues inside because your intuition leaves patterns. Let's say that you want to communicate with your spirit guides. Maybe the first day you sit on your bed and meditate for 10 minutes. Make a note of everything. What time is it? How much sleep did you get? Were you comfortable? Was it quiet? Had you just eaten? Did you receive anything? Maybe you got nothing. That's information because, yeah, not getting anything is information. The next day, maybe you try sitting outside. The next day, maybe you try after a walk. Maybe you listen to binaural beats. Maybe you use crystals or you light incense and a candle. Maybe you're under the full moon or the new moon or the gibbons moon. Maybe you're sitting in your car. Maybe you're hiking in nature. Or maybe you just had some pizza. I know this sounds funny, but I'm serious. Everything matters because you're gathering evidence. I want you to try every strange combination you can come up with. You are gathering evidence, information, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit C. You are investigating your own intuitive system, and eventually something starts clicking. Patterns begin to emerge. You start discovering what conditions help you receive information more clearly. I had a student who was becoming incredibly frustrated to read one of our psychic exercises. I do something that's called 20 questions. No matter what she did, she wasn't getting much information at all. She would get one question right, or two questions, or none. She was very frustrated. So one day, out of frustration, she went and took a bath. And then she decided to try again. While sitting in the bath, she suddenly did amazingly well. She got 20 out of 20. The information flow, the connection was clear. The exercise became easy. Eventually, she discovered that water helped her connect. And no, she does not see clients sitting in her bathtub. Now, whenever she wants to do something spiritual, she keeps a bowl of water nearby. Not because somebody told her to, not because it's a rule, but because she discovered what worked for her. That's what Psychic Detective Week it's all about. Learning how your intuition works for you. Learning how your nervous system receives information, learning how to recognize the clues, because intuition doesn't always arrive the same way. Some people see, some people hear, some people feel, some people simply know. That knowing is actually one of the most common ways intuition shows up. Smelling and tasting are much less common. Like I said, I smell spirit a handful of times. The first time my guide Freddie came through, I was driving by myself in my soccer mom's minivan, minding my own business, and all of a sudden, pine, very strong smell of pine. Pine smell like when you go buy your Christmas tree strong. I was on my minivan going down 95, like, what? I'm sure the people around me probably thought I was on something. Poor woman. She has half her head out the window, smelling the air. Bless her heart. From then on, when I smell very strong scent of pine, he was ready coming. The point is not to become someone else's version of psychic. The point is to discover how your intuition naturally communicates, because your intuition is already talking. The question is, are you paying attention to the clues? See you in the week.